We have some news right now. Donald Trump has announced that he will be awarding Charlie Kirk the Presidential Medal of...
See, this is where I have to call out the fuckery. And this is what I was referring to yesterday when I said that this is going to be one of the biggest FAFO moments for this country. And I was literally sick to my stomach and was so conflicted about all of this, because the reality is we have a gun problem in this country. We are a violent nation. We have decided that violence is the answer to our problems, even though it solves absolutely nothing. And the president of this country with this fat orange ass got up on TV last night and eulogized Charlie Kirk like he was the Dalai Lama. No, he was a bigot and a racist and a misogynist. He was a bad person. And so anyone who is like, oh, he's such a good person. No, the fuck he was not. This man said with his full chest that if he got on a plane and there's a black pilot, he's immediately wondering if that pilot is qualified because he's black. He questioned the women of color on the Supreme Court as DEI hires. Now that didn't apply to the white Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett. It was the liberal, progressive women of color and Justice Kagan, suggesting that because they are black, they were somehow unqualified. This man had said that if his daughter was raped and she was 10, he would force her to carry the baby. This man's dying words involved him blaming the trans community for mass shootings, when the person confronting him about this issue got him to point out that there were maybe like 5 transgender shootings, mass shootings, and out of his last dying breath, he threw out a racial trope, if you will, when asked about mass shootings in general, and then referred to whether or not that included gang violence, like people of color, minorities. And he lost his life. Like, that was literally, hate were the last words coming out of this man's mouth. He was not a good person. I'm looking at people a little funny today. I have to be honest with you. Charlie Kirk was not a good man. If you're telling me that a man who will sit there and say that black people aren't qualified because they're black, that's fucking racist. And if you're racist, you're not a good person. Why is this hard? And so I think that for me, seeing you all put this man on a pedestal, giving him the honors of having flags flown at half-mast when we didn't even do that for an actual elected official and her husband who were shot and killed in Minnesota. We've not done that for any of the school shootings in recent times. But you are going to give the Presidential Medal of Freedom and like all of these honors to someone like Charlie Kirk, who was a bigoted racist whose entire platform was based off of divisiveness and racism and misogyny and white nationalism. And y'all, what? We are so fucked if this is the trajectory we are heading down. I mean, we're already heading down it. It's almost irreversible at this point. But there's a creator I follow on this app, and she posted yesterday that her school district here in Texas, which is not far from ours, the superintendent of their school district yesterday issued a statement offering condolences to Charlie Kirk and offering up all these services to families and support in the wake of this tragedy. Where was this support when the kids got shot in Uvalde? Where were your messages when kids in Minnesota praying during mass were targeted by a sniper? Like, where were these statements then? The New York Yankees paying tribute to Charlie Kirk. Like, what reality are we in right now? This is so messed up. So I'm going to make my position very clear about this one more time. I do not celebrate gun violence. I saw the video yesterday of what happened to Charlie Kirk. And the second I saw that video, I knew he was dead. There was no question about it. Bro was probably gone before he hit the ground. Nobody should lose their life because they are expressing an opinion in this country. That is just my opinion. Okay? Charlie Kirk did not deserve to be shot yesterday. He is a victim of a domestic terrorist. Yet again, it's happening. I don't want gun violence to happen to anybody. I don't care what side of the political cycle you are on. But this is a FAFO moment. This dude literally said there are going to have to be some deaths in order for us to maintain our Second Amendment rights. How was this not foreseeable? And now you guys want gun control? Now you guys want to do something? It had nothing to do with all the kids whose bodies have been decimated by those same types of bullets. You didn't care then? Now we're giving presidential medals of freedom to open racists? I mean, this is America. And that was this is like the biggest FAFO moment in recent history, because this is who we are. And with what we've seen over the past 24 hours or so, solidifies that. We are a violent, racist, bigoted nation whose leaders want to institutionalize white nationalism at any and all cost. And you want us to use what empathy we have, our wokeness, to feel sympathy for Charlie Kirk, even though he weaponized empathy and wokeness. Y'all get the fuck out of here with your hypocrisy. Not anymore. Like, okay, we had the time for thoughts and prayers and getting on the same page. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. As I easily cut off people who are hardcore MAGAs and were threatening to call ICE on Latino workers and stuff like that, because this is not, we disagree about politics. This is disagreeing about basic integrity, morals, character, religion, all of the things. I will likely cut people off based on this Charlie Kirk thing, because what do you mean the fact that he was such an open racist should be negated because he was a father of a couple kids? No, we're not going to forget his bad acts because he was a victim. And I think there was another creator on this app I saw yesterday, and I think he really encapsulated my feelings in ways that I could not. Like, I could not put my finger on it, and I'm like, that's it. He was angry because he did not care that Charlie Kirk was shot, because of all the bad things he has done, because Charlie Kirk was a bad person. He was angry that he's been pushed so far by where we are at in this country that he did not feel bad for Charlie Kirk. Just like a bunch of us didn't feel bad about the United Healthcare CEO. It's not that we don't care. It's just like, you forced us not to. And that makes us angry because we actually want to care. We want to care. Like, we feel like we should care. Being a good person means you care. But we don't care. So we can express sympathy about the tragedy that happened in this country yesterday. And let's not forget the fact that there were children shot at a school yesterday, 20 minutes after Charlie Kirk was killed, and are in critical condition. We are not going to put this man on a I'm not going to stand by and put this man on a pedestal. He was a bad person, and he does not deserve flags flown at half-mast, presidential medals of freedom, no. These companies, school districts putting out all these public statements in support. No. You should be putting out statements to unify this country and find sensible ways to control guns and violence. Maybe, I don't know, maybe start by sending the National Guard to Utah or Colorado. But we won't do that because that makes sense. So I hope some of y'all have the day you deserve.